that you can play all you want during that month, and then at the end of the month, they take it away. I'm not kidding. Now, there are such massive libraries for the NES and the SNES. There's no reason they should not be bringing an incredible number of games, even 2 or 3 a month, that should be yours to keep, or perhaps give you some sort of Netflix eat-all-you-want kind of option with a ROM library that they have the licenses to. They should have definitely done better than this. Even if it is just $2 or $3 a month, and I consider it to be a lot more, one free ROM a month that they take away at the end of the month, that's not worth it. But if you don't get it, you don't get to play Splatoon 2. Then, of course, one of the reasons that the Wii U failed, and could be the reason that the Switch fails, is third-party support. Now, I think this one is a little bit overstated, because the truth of the matter is, as a Nintendo fan, I buy Nintendo consoles for first-party Nintendo games, your Marios and your Zeldas and your Metroids and so on and so forth. Any third-party game is a bit of a perk, but it's not something that is required for me to buy the system. That's not true for everybody, though. Now, the good news is, at their little presser that they did last week, they definitely showed some developers developing for the system and saying that there's over 80 games, 60 whatever developers working for the system. None of them seem particularly enthusiastic, and the reality of it is, a lot of these games are not system sellers. It would be really, really great for me and other fans and your casual buyer if a lot of mainstream AAA games were available there. I would just love to play some of those games on the go. Randy Pitchford tweeted out that he was trying to get Borderlands 3 to appear on the Nintendo Switch, which would be a dream come true for me because Borderlands is one of my all-time favorite series. He said, however, they were in talks and all of a sudden Nintendo just kind of dropped the talks. Nintendo was not doing enough to encourage developers like Gearbox to publish on their console. Which leads into my fifth problem, which is lack of games. So according to Wikipedia, here are the games that you can pick up on day one for your Nintendo Switch. Fast RMX, I Am Setsuna, Snipper Clippers, 1-2 Switch, The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, Constructor HD, Just Dance 2017, Skylanders, Imaginators, Super Bomberman, and of course the one everybody's buying the system for, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, if you're anything like me, there's probably 1 or 2 games on that list that excite you. I'm only excited about Zelda and Binding of Isaac Afterbirth because I will be able to play that on the go, and that's one of my favorite all-time games. But the majority of people that are going to buy the Switch are either looking for high-end third-party games, those mainstream games to be there, or high-end Nintendo licenses. And you don't get Mario until the end of the year. There's no word for a Metroid game. There is no word for a Pokemon game, even though there's rumors about it. Basically, the launch lineup, even for first-party titles, is next to nothing. Even if you include every single little game, including old ports like Skyrim for $60, that is not even the special edition, or Shovel Knight, which has been released for pretty much every system for several years now, you only get 39 total games in the first year, and only 5 or 6 of those are real big system sellers. You got, Splatoon, and you got Mario, and you got Zelda, and you've got a Sonic game, I guess. But basically, there's not a lot of big first-party games coming out, and there's not a lot of big third-party games coming out. There's just not a lot of big games announced for the system yet, and that really, really needs to change because there's not a lot of meat on the bone for early adopters like me, and the people that are going to wait will wait a very long time until there's a real library there. But the catch-22 there is, if they don't sell a lot of systems early on, then there will never be a library there because it doesn't look profitable to develop for the system, and then you have another Wii U all over again. And that's just the 5 major problems with the system. There's a lot of smaller problems, like the love and hate relationship that they have with YouTubers, or the kind of stuff like the specs for the console itself, or the battery life, or the fact that Netflix is rumored to not be coming to the system. There's enough stuff there that I could make a second video that lists twice as much smaller stuff. I didn't want to make that video. I really didn't even want to make this one. I want the Switch to succeed. I love portable gaming. I've been carrying a 3DS in my pocket for the last 3 years. I don't know what I would do without it. I love everything about it. I can't wait to play my Switch the next time I'm on a long car ride or I'm set in the doctor's office. I can't wait to play Legend of Zelda on the go. That's a dream come true. It's a dream come true. I personally hope that every single one of you watching this rushes out on day one and buys a Nintendo Switch and plays Breath of the Wild on it, even if it has to collect dust for a little while thereafter, because I want Nintendo to succeed. We in the industry need that to happen. We need another competitor besides Xbox, PlayStation, Steam. And by making a video like this, it can help Nintendo discover the problems that they have, that they need to defeat, and all of the problems listed in this video are pretty much fixable. So Nintendo, fix it. But that's just one man's opinion. I absolutely could be wrong, and if I am, I know that you'll take the time to let me know in the comments section below, and I know you'll take the time to like this video and share it with people as well. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon. Let me know, are you going to pick up a Switch? Are you going to wait for a little while? Do you think you'll never pick one up unless the price comes down? What do you think about the items on this list? If I'm wrong, I want to hear that I'm wrong, because I want to be wrong. Please let me be wrong. Alright guys, speak with you soon, and until then, happy gaming. What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And today is a pretty exciting day because I started to open this package and I saw that it was from Microsoft, and I realized what it was. We grabbed the camera because I knew I gotta share this with you. Here it is. It's finally here. This is the Xbox One S. Now, some of you out there think, oh, Boogie hates Xbox, Boogie loves Xbox. I love my Xbox.
There are two variants of the CM3. The CM3 standard, which is the Raspberry Pi 3 with 1 gig of RAM, ARM Cortex A53 quad-core PCM2837 processor, up to 1.2 gigahertz, 4 gigs on a module of eMMC flash memory, as well as identical pinouts as the CM1, and the CM3 Lite, which is the same as above, but it doesn't come with that integrated onboard storage. And then also have this board here, the larger board that you can see, which is the Compute Module I/O board V3, which provides breakout board functionality with HDMI USB flash memory and a flash memory programming interface. The CM1 is still available, so it's not like it's obsolete now. It's just not as fast, and they have reduced the price. It's only $25 for CM1, and the CM3 costs $30 or 27 British pounds. CM3 Lite is also $25. So there you go.
I've always wanted to do something. I wish I had time to do something with the Raspberry Pi.
You do. You have a lot of fun.
No, I
just say, I'm going to do this project with the Raspberry Pi now, and then do it.
I guess the only way I can do that is...
I only say that because I've told myself to do that. Because I thought the exact same thing. Like, hey, do something with the Raspberry Pi.
You know, we should do a video on it. We should do a collab video on Raspberry... Like, we do Raspberry Pi Challenge, and like whoever makes the cooler Raspberry Pi device gets...
It would suck.
They'd both be awful, but that'd be the funny point. And then, like, whoever loses has to get, like, a Raspberry Pi in the face. Literally. A literal Raspberry Pi, not, like, the actual board. That would probably hurt. Cut your eye that way.
That would be fun.
Anyway, I digress.
Alright.
In the woods of Jay.
Let's talk about AMD.
Wait, I'm out of beer.
Oh, you're out of beer.
5 minutes in
Sorry.
the show.
Sorry.
I need more beer, Paul.
Sorry. Wait.
This is a Carl Strauss beer that Paul so lovingly picked out for me on his way here. It's a Red Galley Imperial Stout. It is 9%. You trying to kill me, sir?
A little bit.
It's out of love.
Meanwhile, I'm having the old standby 30 Bastard Ale. Fitting.
Always a classic.
7.2%, so I'm not too far behind you, Cal.
No, you're not. But you are driving home tonight, so, you know, in the name of drinking responsibly, I will gladly take one for the team.
I'll drink very slowly, and I'll breathe air in between, which is the best way to... I have water down. Anyway, just pouring some beers here, so cheers to you guys. Wait,
cheers to you at home.
Be ready to actually do a cheers.
Whether you're drinking hard liquor or grape juice, we drink to you. And we drink with you. We drink for you.
We drink about you.
We drink at you. Penetrating with a straw. Oh, right. That's very good. Good pick.
Well, you're welcome. Arrogant Bastard Ale, as always, makes me feel hotty.
Hotty. Hot. Hoity.
Alright, so let's talk about AMD. We keep talking about AMD because there's exciting things launching from them this year. The one that's coming soonest is Ryzen. which is what they're calling their new line of processors based on the Zen architecture that we've been hearing about for like 2 years now. I don't know. How long has it been since we first heard like Zen?
Yeah, first articles probably
Sounds
late 2015 or so.
Yes. So, these super sleuths over at Anantech, this article is by Ian Petrus, by the way, basically looked at some of the documentation, the information that was going out for GDC, the Game Developers Conference, which is happening at the beginning of March. And they noticed something, that on one of these one of the presentations given by AMD, it says these words on it: Join AMD game engineering team members for an introduction to the recently launched AMD Ryzen CPU, followed by advanced optimization topics. So the fact that it's being referred to in the past tense in this letter, join us for the recently launched Ryzen, would seem to narrow down that window of launch dates for us just a little bit, because we've already been confirmed by AMD Q1, which is January, February, or March. It's already January 17th, so we can assume it hasn't launched yet. And GDC happens February 27th to March 3rd. But the AMD talk that's being referenced here isn't on the schedule yet. They've just said it's going to happen at the conference, but they haven't said it's going to happen on Saturday at 2 o'clock. So it could launch as late as March 3rd, or the day before, or it could launch before that. I think it could launch next week, for all we know. But this does mean it's not going to be like the last day of March, like the very, very final bit of Q1, as far as they could do and still say we're launching Q1.
Do you think that was on purpose? Do you think they purposely referred to the past tense to
No.
QSN?
I don't think so. Probably
slip up, right?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Would be my guess. Usually this type of thing, I mean, who knows? Maybe they did spot it, and then they're like, yeah, I'll just leave it in there, like
Someone will find it.
a little Easter egg for people to find. Like, I don't know, but I would say probably not. It's probably an oversight, but they probably don't care too much because, like I said, they've already said Q1.
They know it's coming.
It's just people don't know when in Q1. A lot of people were expecting CES and it didn't really happen.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Exciting.
the article also speculates that GDC and the Mobile World Congress events are also the same week, so that could provide like some extra news going up about like cell phone launches and that kind of thing that might, you know, just conflict with the AMD launch. You know, they want to have it in a vacuum if possible, with nothing else happening, and all anyone's talking about is Ryzen. So that could mean maybe it's not actually launching right at GDC, but maybe beforehand. So it can easily be anytime during February, and March 3rd is only the end point of the potential range. So anyway, still kind of cool. There is more information kind of bouncing around there about Ryzen. So there was this one, for example, which I brought up just because, I don't know, it's a German website and I had to use Google Translate. That makes me feel like a spy or something, right? Google Translate.
I know what you wrote.
This was meant to be secret. only Germans were supposed to have this information. Anyway, this article is also referencing that same optimizing for AMD Ryzen CPU presentation that AMD is talking about, but also refers to a mysterious, well-informed source from East Asia.
Ooh,
Yes.
an East Asian spy.
Right here. According to a well-informed sources from East Asia,
That's very specific.
perhaps person, or perhaps more than one person in East Asia.
Why do they need to mention that it's from East Asia?
I don't know, because
Does it
if
matter?
you're citing a source, you're like, this person said it, and like, you know, they work at AMD or something, or if you're like, they wanted to remain anonymous,
But
it
they're
seems
from
vague.
East Asia.
They're from East Asia.
Like, is that supposed
You
to give
know-
any more or less credit to their
East
to them as a
Asians.
source?
East Asians would not lie about this.
Just
kind of
take that for what you will.
Is what-
Take that as what you will, and we're
is
not
what
gonna.
they Anyway, but according to this East Asian source, they're
How far
they're
east?
actually
How
actually
far?
going to do a performance on February 28th, or perhaps like an event or something where they actually launch it. So, yeah, maybe also alongside GDC or something like that. Who knows? GDC's in San Francisco, by the way.
Yep.
So there's that. Boy, and they're also just pointing out the fact that I never even showed this. Did I show this article? Or did I switch back from it? I might not have.
Meh.
Whatever. There it is.
Meh.
From heist.de. The German website, covering all the tech.
Yes.
Scuttlebutt. Okay, and then one other bit about Ryzen. because it's all very exciting and whatnot. This one's from CCF Tech.
We love them. Is that what you're about to say?
I don't know why, but for some reason WCCF reminded me of a quote from like Lois Griffin in Family Guy at one point. She's talking about like a famous singer or something like that. She's the kind of guy you hate until he's the kind of guy you hate until he's inside you. I don't know why. I don't know why that line stuck with me. I don't know why it applies here. I don't even know why I'm saying this at all.
WCCF Tech
move on.
inside of you right now, Paul?
I don't know.
Are there words penetrating your soul?
I'm at Keith CDS, is all I'm saying.
He got inside.
I'll leave it at that. Anyway, talking about four core Ryzen CPUs, because the Summer Ridge one they've been talking about is an 8-core 16-thread CPU, but they haven't said that there aren't going to be other versions, and this article seems to indicate that yes, there will be. And this one also has just a bulletproof source. This tweet.
Canard PC Hardware?
From Canard PC Hardware, which I believe is, I believe it's a French website. I don't know if it's Canadian. Canard.
It's like the derpy version of
this
Hardware
is French.
Canucks. Hardware Canards.
Anyway, they tweeted this. This website tweeted this,
Translate that, Paul.
which means WCCF Tech
Article?
WCCF Tech article. It's all choppy. It's on the computer.
What? My computer's fine. It's never done this
One of these
before.
websites. Oh, it's tweaked
Probably
out.
tweaked out.
It's fucking tweaked out.
It's always
The
tweaked
tweaked
out.
down tab is refreshing and looking all slow.
We've
I'm
got like
closing
20
it.
tabs
I'm
open
closing
and they're
it.
all fine, but then you see the tweet tab article, it's got this like little revolving
what do
loading
you know-
circle.
what do you know? I can scroll up and down again. All right, sorry. All right, let's try to get back. Let's try to back on topic here.
Okay.
Okay, so according to that tweet, they're gonna have 4-core, 4-thread Ryzen CPU. That's really all the tweet said, and really everything else in this WCCF Tech article by Khalid Muammar is just using derived information from what we already know about Ryzen as a whole and applying to that the theory that there are 4-core, 4-thread Ryzen. So, I guess the other additional information is that it's a 45 watt GPU. It's actually
More on the budget side as well.
yeah, so a 4-core 4-thread Ryzen would probably pair up and compete with Intel Core i3 and Core i5 processors. So for instance, the 7350K, which right now sells for about $180, which is too much money. A 4-core 4-thread Ryzen CPU, like I don't know, in the $150-ish range, should, in multi-threaded applications, kind of be able to beat that out or something like that. So
Sure.
who knows? Who knows for sure?
Hopefully for
but
cheaper.
yeah, this wouldn't have multi-threading, no simultaneous multi-threading, and then of course all the other Ryzen CPU stuff should apply since it is a Ryzen CPU. So unlocked multipliers for full overclocking on any chip based on that. It would only need the motherboard chipset support in order to allow overclocking. So X370 or E350 chipset AM4 motherboards. It should also have a base clock of at least 3.4 gigahertz because AMD has also said all the Ryzen chips like that. And then it's still unclear then if they are making a 4-core part, are they going to make like a 6-core part? I hope they do, and I think they should, and I think it will give them more segmentation. And if they have 4-core 4-thread, 4-core 8-thread, 6-core 6-thread, 6-core 12-thread, then I think that would give them a nice sort of set of stuff to slot in different places. And believe it or not, before I even looked up any of this stuff, I actually have a video that I'm going to be doing later this week that discusses a lot of these sort of potential stuff. So stay tuned. And yeah. The only other thing they mentioned is that it should also have XFR, extended frequency range, the automatic overclocking thing that it's supposed to do. Upgrade from like a shitty slot fee where it's like, $50 nice cooler, and your CPU should just overclock itself to get faster and still live within. We don't know exactly how it's going to work, but
I'll never touch the BIOS again.
that's kind of what it seems like, but I don't know. That's what I'm going to be really curious about when Ryzen actually launches is the comparisons between like people going in and doing manual stuff versus whatever it does by itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more beer?
That should be fun. I would love to see a 7350K killer
That would be
Especially,
nice.
it'd be nice at 45 watt TDP because that'd be impressive. Because I think the 7350K is at 60 watts. So if it can outperform that with a lower demand on power, that's pretty nice.
That'd be sweet.
Hopefully cheaper.
All right, sorry. Let's talk about a potential alternative to the 7350K, or at least one that's been getting a lot of buzz and talking about this week from the recently launched set of Kaby Lake processors. I'm actually not sure if this one's available yet. The 7350K, you can't buy it yet, can you? Right?
Yeah, you can.
You can buy
I
it?
saw it on
Is that for
Amazon.
sale?
Yeah.
I know it was going to be delayed a little bit compared to the other Kaby Lake SKUs.
I think I saw it.
All right, so this one should be available for sale then too.
We'll check.
If the 73, well, also check. All right, so check for the G4560. The G4560 is a Pentium, so it doesn't even. It's not even, according to Intel, good enough to get slapped with an i3 monitor.
G4560.
Yeah, G4560.
Oh,
That is a 4600 and a
4500.
4500.
Doesn't look like they have
All right,
it.
so maybe it's not available
Wait,
for sale.
4560. Oh, that's
40
a molding knife. Hell.
What? All right.
Just happens
Just
to have
skip
the
that.
exact same model number. Nope, not on Amazon. But the 7350K is here.
Okay, so this